Okay guys, I got some really good news, but at the same time it's bad news, but the good outweighs the bad. So in the last video, as you could tell or knew or whatever, that the bike wouldn't start. It didn't even sputter or nothing like that. Well, yesterday I did some digging. Excuse me. I took the plug out, grabbed the ohm meter, checked the plugs, or the plug. It ran good, it checked out, but I put this one, because this is a brand new like lawnmower tune-up plug, and I know that it's not got enough threads to really reach down in there, but I figured maybe. So I put it in there, checked it, it didn't spark. Didn't know if I had maybe just not, kicked it over fast enough or whatever. So I took it down the driveway a couple times. It didn't do nothing. So I read the ohm meter to the coil. I put the positive into the coil wire itself, and then put the negative to the front or to the motor, and it read, but it was a little. It wasn't a full connection. It was like 400 ohms or something like that. So I wasn't sure, and I got on offroad amino, and I had I'm in this chat forum, and it's KDX something, or like the KDX chat, and one of the guys said he had the same problem where just out of nowhere his his spark just left, and he said the Woodruff key had sheared. And then I got to thinking, whenever I first started to kick it over, like one of the first times I put the flywheel on, I had it on the porch whenever I tried to start it with a little bit of starting fluid, and it started up. And then after that, it sputtered once or twice going down the driveway, but it would make this little like like whenever you take a wheel, we'll just say like on a grill or whatever, how it has that wobble, and if you set it up and you spin it real fast, it'll spin for a little bit, then it'll start to oscillate, and it goes like that noise that it makes, like a and then it slows down. Well, I heard something like that coming from the motor, and I thought that maybe it was the crank bearings needing to be wet because it had not had fuel in it for so long. So I just didn't really think a whole lot about it. But then once the Luke on the ORA Offroad Amino, the KDX chat, huge shout out to you. I thought maybe there would be water in this, and there was a little bit. I thought that maybe it was shorting out the plug or the flywheel or the coils, because it was reading like it was grounded out and it was making a constant connection or whatever. But whenever I took the cover off, there was a little bit of water in it, but then I went to spin my flywheel and it spun way too easy. And whenever I took it off, which the bolt was super loose, so I might have to put some Loctite on it. I didn't even have to like hit the nut or nothing like that to take it to break it loose. It just come right free. And what I seen was this. The key sheared, and I don't understand exactly how it happened. I maybe where the bolt wasn't very tight, it let it kind of spin a little bit, and whenever I bump started it or tried to bump start it down the driveway, that little bit of play caused it to shear. But I have a washer right here, and they are the same width, and if you stack these in the order that they are supposed to go, something like that, it is the same height basically. So I'm just going to cut straight across, and then it even looks like it's got the same angle. So I'm going to cut this straight across, and I might have to shape it down a little bit, but hopefully this will work. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to cut it on, because I might have to use that, but at the same time I don't really want to use that, because if you look back to the making of the revolver handle, that bandsaw ate my finger. Somebody said in the forum to lap it. And I have some lapping material somewhere, some fluids or whatever, and it's basically just sandpaper water. But I don't know, I might try that if I can find the stuff. See, I'm not even sure where it's at, but if I can find it, I might do that. And then still try to put a key in it. But my local stores that actually sell Kawasaki stuff want way too much for an OEM part. And honestly, I don't want to... Don't take it the wrong way, but I don't want to wait for an order. Plus, I just feel like I could make one that would be just as good. Because a key steel, everybody assumes that key steel is like super strong, when really it's kind of not. It's not very strong. So I'm about 90% sure that this washer behind me that I showed you is probably stronger than the key steel itself. So I'm just going to do my best to duplicate and make a copy of that key. It's pretty hard because it is pretty jacked up. I could maybe shape it to where there's a little bit more grip, and on this side give it a little bit more surface area, and it might not want to break again, but you never know. So we'll have to see. I'm really excited that was all it was, but there was very many times of me pushing this bike down the driveway, for it to be the flywheel key. But I'm going to go ahead and try to find something to cut that piece with. Not very patient. So I might just try to make it today and see how it works out. I think that I could just cut that thing flat, and that extra width will probably help with the part that goes into the flywheel itself, and not just the part that sits into the notch on the crank. And if anything that makes it stronger can't hurt. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut it, and then I will maybe get back with y'all in a second. I don't know why there's so much stuff on this tailgate. Well, like the dirt bike stuff I get, but not everything else. Well, that just sucks. Okay. So what I'm going to try to do is cut this by hand and not lose my hand. Try not to break this time, please. I'll add one more thing to the list of garbage on this. Okay. Round two. I feel like that went well. I'm gonna have to. No! Not that! Look at that. One more thing. And another. Let's hope this works. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to file it down some. Let me get some grease so it'll stay in place in the on the crank, and then maybe that'll let it allow me to put the flywheel on and see what kind of situation we're dealing with. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, it's on. It turns. I assume that it's working. So I'm going to take this back off. I'm going to turn the bike around. I didn't put the tank bolts in. Take this back off, put it back into the bottom, the second notch. Get the carburetor back on, or the cap back on. This is set for like a turn and a half out, which is what I heard was like the set standard. Then get the tank and everything put back on, and I guess I'll take it for a roll down the driveway and see what happens. I guess while I have it off, should I set the spark plug? Or check it at least. You know what? Let's just send it. That was the problem. Okay. Let me get the bike flipped back around and get that clip put back in place.